Hi, I'm Taylor of Taylor Lynn Crochet and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be making this ash beanie. I'm super excited about it. It's such a quick market make. It's made with Lion brand woolies, thick and quick, but any weight 5 yarn should work. I give you guys measurements throughout the video so you guys can have the same band measurement. I better tell you what the height of my band is. The height of my band is about 3 inches. I'm not sure if I shared that one in there. So this is about 3 inches wide, and then I give you how long it should be, how tall it should be before you do your decreases and all of that good stuff, which is really great if you're using a different yarn or have a different gauge than I did. It's super quick. It's like 45 minutes or less. If you get the pattern down, you can probably do it in 30. Super fun. You can do with a pom, without a pom. Super warm, perfect make for markets. Which my friend Ashley of A Crafty Concept, her blog is full of really quick projects that are perfect for markets. That's why I named this one the Ash Beanie, because how fitting is that, since Ashley's my bestie and this is like definitely her kind of pattern. This is the kind of patterns that like her brain thinks about all the time for you guys. So that was perfect. It matches my amber beanie and my bonfire beanie, kind of going along with like a fire theme, which is great too. But I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up if you like this video. Definitely subscribe if you want to see more crochet tutorials, Addy tutorials, market vlogs, market setups, tips for running your business, any of that kind of stuff. Definitely you will want to subscribe to my channel, and definitely check me out on Instagram too. I'm on there all the time. Get to know me, my dog, my life a little bit more. But yeah, let's get to the video. So to start, I am using Lion brand woolies, thick and quick. This is like a giant skein of it. Normally they're a lot smaller. This is just on sale at my local Meijer. So I'm gonna use this 8mm hook from Hobby Lobby. But I found that when I used this 8mm hook, I didn't get the right tension that I wanted, but the 7mm of this I did, and this is kind of like a clover or a Bates. So I'm gonna give you guys the gauge so that you guys can use whatever hook fits the gauge for you guys, but I'm gonna use this one. So to start, you're going to make a slip stitch, and then you're going to chain 9. So yarn over, pull through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 9 chains, and then what we're going to do is we're going to half double crochet in the 3rd chain from the where your hook is. So 1, 2, 3 is where we're going to half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3 loops on hook, and that's a half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through all 3. So we're going to continue that half double crochet all the way across the row. So now when you look at it, you should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 half double crochets and a chain 2 on your row. So we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to turn our work. And then we're going to back loop only half double crochet in these 7 half double crochets. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do just like we would a normal half double crochet, except for going through both loops like this. Normally we go through this top V right here through both loops, and you go through the front. We're actually gonna do just this back loop right here. So we're gonna go in between, you're gonna yarn over, you're gonna go in between that V stitch right here and out just to get that back loop. You want the back stitch of that V. Not both of them, not the front one, just this back one right here. So I'm gonna pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all three. So I'm going to yarn over, insert in the middle of the V, not the front of the stitch like we normally would, but into the top in the middle of the V, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all three. So we're gonna continue doing that back loop only. So split the V, get that back loop, pick it up, and go. We are going. So again, you should have 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're gonna chain 2 and turn our work. So again, we're going to half double crochet. We're gonna split that, and we're gonna keep going, and we're gonna do the back loop only, and we're gonna do this for about 23 rows. But before you guys get going on your rows, I'm gonna show you what my gauge is right now, and then I'll also measure it at the end of the 23 rows. So I have about 1.5 rows, or 2.5 rows in my 2 inches. And in 2 inches, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches. But I'm gonna give you guys the end measurement so that you can just make your brim of your beanie just as long as mine is, and then you don't have to worry about the gauge as much. So I will meet you at my 23rd row. We'll measure it, see what it looks like, and we'll move on from there. So I am done with my brim. That took me about 15 minutes, probably less than that. So this is 18 inches long, not stretched. And then when I wrapped it around to my head, it fit not tight and not loose, but I would say snug, comfortably snug. So if yours should be about 18 inches, if your stitches are a lot tighter than mine, when you wrap it around your head, it might be too tight. I would add 1 to 2 more rows if that's the case, and then wrap it around your head again and test it. But 18 inches is how long my brim is. The next step to this pattern is we're just gonna bring the ends together. You're gonna chain 1, and we're going to turn our work. And basically what we're gonna do is we're just gonna seam up these ends together so that it's seamed. I like to use slip stitches for this. You can use single crochets, you can use your tapestry needle, however you like to do this, but I'm gonna show you how I like to do it with slip stitches. So I chained 1, and what I'm gonna do is go through both loops right here. Actually, no, I'm gonna go through the back loop. I'm gonna go through the back loop, and then I'm gonna go into my first chain that I started with when I started my project, and I'm gonna slip stitch, and then I'm gonna pull up a little bit so that's loose, my hook's loose in there. I'm gonna go through the back loop again and through the next chain on this second piece, pull the loop, pull it through, and then again I'm gonna pull, because I don't want this to be super tight, otherwise it'll scrunch your seam like that and it'll mess up, it'll look a little weird from the back. So I just like to make sure that stitch is loose. Again, I'm gonna split the stitch, back loop only, through the other stitch over here, pull up a loop and go through, and I'm gonna continue to do that all the way down. And then on the top here, you're like, oh no, I ran out of stitches. You didn't run out of stitches, you're just gonna go through the chain that's up here and then go through the last one over there. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slip stitches up the side of mine. You might have 7, but you should have 7 to 8 slip stitches, single crochets up the side. So this is going to be the inside of our brim, so that's gonna go this way, and then this is what the outside of it will look like. But it doesn't matter right now because I'm just working, I flipped it on the inside, and I'm gonna chain 1, and then I'm gonna make 36 single crochets, as evenly as possible along the top of this brim. And I showed you guys this in my Magnolia Toque video, but I'm gonna just show it again for anyone who hasn't seen that. What I like to do is I like to just grab some scrap yarn, cut a few pieces off. I like to do 3 pieces. And I need to do 36 divided by 4, which I have a feeling I know that math, but it's 9. So 9 is gonna be our magic number here. So the first thing I like to do is lay it flat with the seam on one side and then lay it flat. And then I can find the halfway point. So at the halfway point, I'm going to put in a piece of my scrap yarn. So half of 36 is 18, which means that I have to have 18 stitches from here to here and from here back to here to get me my 36. So if I thought I could get 18 evenly across there, I would only do this one, but I'm gonna do one more. So now what I'm gonna do is match this string and where I'm coming out here with my seam together. And that's gonna give me the halfway point over here and the halfway point over here where I'm going to slip another piece of scrap yarn. Quit. So, what this does is show me that I have to have 9 stitches between where my seam is right here and here, and then I have to have 9 between these 2 pieces of scrap yarn, and I have to have 9 more between these 2, and then 9 more before I come here. So that allows me to make sure that I have 9 between these 4 quadrants, which makes it really even when I'm single crocheting around. So that's just a little trick if you struggle with getting even single crochets all the way around. This is something that I figured out that has helped me a lot. Okay, so I'm gonna do my first one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have to fit 5 more in here. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 9. As you can see, I didn't single crochet into any specific thing. I just try to do it as evenly as possible to get my 9 before I got to my next one. So we're gonna do it one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So now I'm about halfway, and I've got half of my single crochet stitches on there. So we're gonna do 18 more, and I will show you guys what the next step is once you get all your single crochets around. Okay, now that I'm on my last stitch, what I'm gonna do, I've made my last single crochet, my 36th one. I'm going to go into the first single crochet that I did and slip stitch to that one. And then now we're going to chain 2, 1, 2, and we're going to turn our work. And then now we're going to make a half double crochet in each single crochet all the way around. So we should end with 36 single crochets and a chain 2. So again, that's yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all 3. So we're going to continue this same half double crochet stitch all the way around our beanie, and then I'll show you what to do once you get around back to your first chain 2 that you started this row with. Okay, and then now that we've gotten back to our first, where we first did our chain 2 right here, we're going to slip stitch in the top of the first half double crochet. So I'm just gonna stick my hook in there, slip stitch, pull it tight. I'm going to chain 1, chain 2, and I'm going to turn my work. Oops. Sorry. Chain 1, chain 2, turn my work. And then again, I'm going to work half double crochets all the way around this beanie. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're gonna go all the way around, and then you're gonna repeat this until your hat is 6.5 inches tall, just like the Magnolia beanie. So it's probably gonna be 1 or 2 more rows after this. So when I get to my 4th row, I will show you guys what my measurements are and show you the next step to that. Okay, so after my 4 rows, my project is about 7 inches tall, which is fine. So 4 rows, 7 inches tall. And then now we're going to begin our decreases to make the hat kind of taper off at the top. So we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, turn our work again. And then now what we're gonna do is we're gonna half double crochet 2 stitches together. So to do that, we're going to yarn over, insert our hook, and pull up a loop, just like you would a normal half double crochet. But instead of yarning over and pulling through all 3 of these loops on the hook, we're actually gonna yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, and pull up a loop. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops on the hook right now. And then we're gonna yarn over and pull through all of them. So again, we'll do it one more time. We're gonna yarn over, insert our hook, pull up a loop. We're gonna yarn over, insert our hook into the next stitch, and pull up a loop. Yarn over and pull through all of the loops on the hook. And you're gonna do that all the way around the entire beanie. So at the end, you're gonna have 18 stitches because we decreased every stitch. And then when you get back to your very first decrease that you made, we're just going to slip stitch into that decrease. So now your beanie should look like this. And you can see it's starting to taper in a little bit. And then what we're gonna do now is, again, we're going to chain 2 and turn our work. And again, we're gonna do decreases all the way around. So we're gonna insert our hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through all of them. And we're gonna do that in every 2 stitches all the way around. So we're gonna decrease every stitch along the row. And then once we get around, we're going to slip stitch again with our very first decrease of the row. And then now what you want to do is you want to find where your seam was on the bottom of your hat. So here's the outside, and on mine, my seam is on the inside. You might be working on a different side of me depending on which way you went when you started your single crochets. So I know that I'm working on the outside of my hat, and to finish this hat, I need to bring my yarn on the inside because this is the finished side. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna cut a tail that's about, I don't know, 2 feet long, so 24 inches or so. You probably don't need one that long, but I always like to cut extra just in case. And I'm actually gonna tie off right here. And then I'm going to pull my tail that I just cut through the top hole of my hat. And then I'm gonna flip my hat so that I'm now working on the wrong side. And then what I like to do is just insert my hook through this half double crochet stitch and the next one over. So I'm going through both layers, so I'm kind of closing that hole. You can always use a tapestry needle and kind of weave this closed, but I like to just single crochet across. We're gonna go through the next two and then through the next one. And then here I'd like to tie off. And then I would weave in this end, and then your beanie will be finished. Okay guys, this is what your finished beanie looks like. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe if you want to see more like it. I can't wait to see all of your guys' ash beanies when you're done. Definitely tag me on Instagram so I can see them. I like to share them to my stories so other people can see them. But yeah, I seriously am in love with these. I've made like 10 of them already. I'll probably make a ton more. I think they're going to be a staple for my next market season, on top of my amber beanies, my bonfire beanies, and this arbor twist headband that I made that's also on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check that out. I have so many exciting projects that are all perfect for market prep. So I just wanted to share this with you guys. I hope that you love it, and I can't wait to see more. But bye guys, until next time.